Taurus, hi, welcome to your read. We're going to be looking at your mid-May 2022 energies here. As always, these are general reads. Take what resonates, and leave the rest for everybody else. Like always, the best way to get a reading done is have your personal reading done. Feel free to reach out to me via email. My link to my email and all my social media is in the description. Taurus. All right. Interesting stuff here. You have the Ace of Cups in your strength there. Why you're here is Eight of Wands. You guys are here about a situation when it comes to doing some sort of action here with communication. Like I see the Eight of Wands, it's kind of sticking out to me when it came down. It's like waiting around for messages as well, but this is also like, because they're wands, so their action, their creation, right? Six of Cups is your energy right now. You feel like there's somebody here, you're definitely feeling soulmate vibes, it's feeling good. But the Nine of Swords is your challenge. So like the way I'd look at this is in your past, you have the Seven of Coins. You've put a lot of work into something here, and it wasn't feeding back into you here. And, I think the challenge here is when I look at Nine of Swords as a challenge card, it's kind of like waking yourself up from some sort of nightmare here. Wake yourself up from a nightmare, because if situations are showing up with love, I mean, you are totally capable of giving emotions back here with the Ace of Cups. There's just one cup here, and it's ready to give out to somebody here. And I feel like there could be somebody in her energy now. They could be a water sign, could be a Scorpio, showing up here. This is just you, like being emotional and being set on the type of romantic life, the ideal romantic life you have. And instead of being kind of like back and forth between like, oh, I don't know if I like them or not, well, she's not really the type that I'd go for. I think you're starting to kind of evaluate people differently with this King of Cups. You're starting to look past the illusion of like, this is the way they look or this is the way they operate. Maybe you're actually looking at the emotional value that they give back into you here. The Fool is what's being hidden from you here in the energies. It's like it's do or die time is how I feel. We just had the lunar eclipse across the street from you, Taurus and Scorpio. This is definitely your do or die time, especially if your sun sign Taurus with the later degrees on the sun, like, past 25 degrees. I think this is definitely feeling like some sort of do or die with, potential soulmate, potential lovers here. Your advice is the Empress. Now, how do you do the Empress's work? And I feel like this is more than like babysitting somebody. This is more like tending to the people around you that are giving you emotions, that are, if somebody's pouring some sort of emotional content into you and you're not giving them the foundation, where does that emotion go? Is it just kind of waste, or is it kind of like dissipate? What happens here? And then when it does dissipate, do you start to feel guilty? Do you start to feel left out when they've moved on? That type thing. this might resonate more for like a divine masculine type perspective again. And once again, Taurus, you keep getting divine masculine stuff. But, we have this King of Cups is just kind of sticking out here. We also have the Queen of Coins up there in the best outcome for this future here. However, this King of Cups is just kind of screaming here in like, how we're going to mutate this energy. And this definitely masculine energy is definitely pursuing the things that you want to go for emotionally here. And so this Empress here is like the advice card. And she's interesting because she's Venus. And when you have Venus and Neptune, I mean, you're able to manifest things. And then sometimes when you manifest these things, like sometimes there's like a loss with that. And I would say that the Jupiter transition with Neptune, Jupiter and Venus, although that Venus and Jupiter are now in Aries, but if we look back maybe 3 weeks ago, there was definitely the sense of you losing something to get, your newer manifestations. I feel like there must have been some sort of loss. And I'm thinking martial arts, like Bruce Lee says, if you want to become the teapot, pour water into a teapot. If you want to become a cup, pour water into the cup. And maybe, Taurus, you're not giving somebody the foundation they need to pour the emotion into you, to pour this emotion into this cup, to become this cup. And there's 2 doves there. That's beautiful. It's love. It's the heart. Water is the heart in tarot. And and I think you need to wake yourself up from this nightmare as your challenge. Now, 5 of Coins here in your hopes and fears. It makes sense, right? It's simple. You don't want to be left out in the cold when it comes to like new situations, or when it comes to situations where people are showing up too good to be true here, because that is definitely Neptunian too good to be true energy in Pisces with Jupiter there, and it's definitely being hopeful. But you do want to be hopeful, and you do want to be that church for somebody where they go in and there's the warmth, right? Because when I look at the original 5 of Pentacles, it's people hobbling outside of a church, but it's warm inside that church, although it's cold outside. You want to be that warmth for somebody, but at the same time, I feel like you just don't want to be left out in the cold is the fear here, the message with that. And why this card's kind of like important next to this King of Cups is kind of like saying you don't have to be afraid to push forward into new things that give you some sort of emotional fulfillment. You don't have to be blocked. And once again, your best possible future is the Queen of Coins here. And I love that for you. The Queen of Coins, it's like saying, you're going to master how to let people pour emotions into you, so that you can kind of become something, that's very Taurus-like, isn't it? It's very like, let's grow seeds together and let's see what they grow into here, is the vibes, right? But I feel like if you're not doing your part of the zodiac, then, maybe you have this water sign here that can't do their part. How the hell are you going to grow seeds without water? How are you going to come to some sort of situation coming to fruition here if you're not doing your part? Maybe it's taking care of yourself mentally here too. Let's pull an oracle with your advice. These oracle cards are dragons, by the way. They're in Japanese, so I can't read all the kanjis, but I kind of understand some of the kanjis. I've looked at all the cards and I kind of got an overall vibe of what all the dragons are here. And this was gifted me by a good friend. Let's see here. Shiryu. So I know, yeah, that's the flower and the love kanji. And yeah. And it's funny because there's ireru. Ireru means to pour in, and it's the same exact thing. This is exactly what we're talking about. There's nothing to pour love into. You can't create anything. And I think this dragon's trying to create something. And of course, they have a pearl there. They have the overall wisdom. And I feel like you just coming to hear this tarot read, knowing that you're safe to love somebody. You're safe to, create. And then I also get kind of like looking at this card, I get Nine of Swords vibes, which is your challenge. It kind of almost looks like the Nine of Swords with the swords on the back, although it's kind of like just the streaks from his scales or his fire here. And I definitely think it's creation, but it's actually allowing, if you have a heavy fire, you have a heavy water sign trying to pour and create something with you, I'd say that this is definitely the opportunity to allow it in instead of trying to block things out now. Anyways, that's all I got for you, Taurus. I'll see you guys again next week. Bye.